Hello, Guardians. This is Erin Abruzzo. I am one of the Algebra 2 teachers that your child will have for Algebra 2. Beth Meyer is the other one, and you'll be getting lots of messages and emails and phone calls from us throughout the semester. So please don't hesitate to contact us if you would like a phone call or a response back through email. I wanted to kind of share with you what we learned from guardians and students and our own experience this last semester to help ensure that your child is successful in Algebra 2 for this spring semester. So first thing we can do is make sure that at home that they have a quiet working environment that has as few distractions as possible. I know that sounds really obvious, but it's something that I think as we just tried to survive this semester, we just kind of forget those things. If they're working in their room, that's fine. But if there also happens to be an Xbox in there, then, maybe that's not the best place for them to do schoolwork. I can't tell you how many times that we would go talk to a child and we look at them on camera and all of a sudden there's like flashing lights, next to them and their attention is deviated over there and we can tell they're watching TV or doing something else other than algebra. So things to keep in mind. The quiet working environment is really important. When we all worked at home for a few weeks, and that was really difficult. I will admit that was very, very difficult. I had my kids running in and interrupting me constantly, and it was very hard to kind of stay focused. And I'm an adult, so simple things like that can definitely help at home. Now, the other thing that we need from you at home is to kind of keep a real short leash on your kids for the first couple weeks. And I know they're in high school and we want to make sure that, they have some independence. But for the first few weeks, do us a favor and really monitor their progress. So every week, your child will open in Google Classroom what's called a tracker. It's a weekly tracker. And this is an example of what they're going to open this Monday. And it paces them through the whole week, but it tells them what they have to get done on each individual day. And that's where we need your help. So on Monday, we're going to start that's the other thing that I think some parents aren't quite aware of. Google Meets starts at the beginning of class, and your child will stay on the Google Meets for the entirety of the block, whether it's because we're doing live instruction or we're, doing some activities, or they might be in their own individual breakout room where they can get some assistance from a teacher, in a more individualized manner. So they will be on the Google Meets for the entire block until they finish the task for that day. So on Monday, everyone's virtual that day, so we're going to be joining our Google Meets and we're going to kind of go through all the procedures with the children, and then we're going to talk about this thing right here, this tracker. Let me put this in a bigger screen here for you. So, and the kids will get a rundown of this, so you don't have to explain anything to them, but it tells them that it's a hyperdoc, it's a shared document between the teacher and them, and they're going to be doing some work on it. And some of the things you'll see at the beginning here, we're going to do some famous mathematician checks, and you'll see that there's a couple each week. All right, so here's an overview of the week. This is not necessarily anything they need to do, it's just kind of an overview. This is what I need you guys checking on. So on Monday, these are the things that must get done for Monday. And we do pretty much all of them together, at least at the beginning here on Monday. And then there might be a little independent time that they're going to finish up in the block. And then once these 4 items are finished, then the child will say in the meets like, hey, I finished all my activities, and then we will dismiss them. Now, if your child was perpetually behind or not finishing work last semester, this is something easy for you guys to check on. So at the end of the day, when you get home from work and you get a chance to check in with them and say, hey, go ahead and show me your algebra tracker. And you'll see they're supposed to put X's or scores here when they finish their tasks. We have plenty of students who try to work ahead just because they anticipate, Tuesday's a bad day. So I'm going to go ahead and work ahead. That's totally fine. They can. If they're even still bored at that point, I've linked them up to some SAT prep that they could start looking at. But one thing I want you to notice here is these are hyperlinks. So if the child clicks on it, it'll take them directly to the assignment on Google Classroom. So they don't have to tinker with Google Classroom this way. And they already have their packets, but if they need another copy of the worksheet, here it is. If they need to go back and revisit like the teacher slides, we call them, here they are. And then we're doing the lesson live, but if they need to rewatch the lesson, this is the video of me doing the lesson again. So they have a lot of things available to them when they have a task to finish. Like here, they have to complete something. They're going to click on it, and it's going to take them directly to the place that they need to be. So that's what we need from you guys. I know that sounds a little elementary. Say, hey, check. It's essentially checking their folder, right? It's the same thing we used to do, but this time it's virtual. So if you guys can check that they have their weekly tasks completed every single day, and then as you notice, like, oh my gosh, my child is doing exactly what they need to be doing, and you feel like now, after a week, you can kind of let go and maybe not check it every day, that's fine. But if you start to notice, and we will tell you, but if you start to notice when we send progress reports on Sunday that they have some missing assignments, that tells you that they're not getting their weekly tasks done. And that can obviously become a huge problem as we progress through the semester. So that's what we need from you, a quiet working environment when at home, ensuring that they get their weekly tasks done. And then obviously communication is key. We're going to communicate with you guys a ton, probably more than you want, but I think more is better in this case. And we just need it to be a two-way communication. So when we do message you, we really need that communication back. And if there's something going on at home or something going on in their lives that we need to know about, please tell us, because that is really important for us as we start to develop our understanding of our students and what they need from us. If you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate. Email is best. We get that right away. Phone calls are a little difficult right now because, I'm not sitting next to a phone all day, but I will call you back if you need a phone call. Um, Again, please don't hesitate to contact, and I look forward to a really great semester. Thank you so much.